Hi YouTube, I am back, and this one uh, is it an epiphany? Maybe it's spiritual maturity, I don't know. So let me set the scene for you. I had to have a tooth removed last week, and I chose to have it removed because right now I don't have dental insurance. I'm one of those people who can't afford insurance right now of any kind. And the decision to take the tooth out was because the amount it would take to root canal the cavity and rebuild the tooth, and then the subsequent crown outweighed the $200 it takes to just remove the tooth. Okay, so that is the mindset that I was in on. I went in to have my tooth removed at an oral surgeon's office on Saturday, October 13th. And I had prepared myself to be very, very defensive. But just, like because this tooth was, salvageable, but it would have taken about $2,500 to save the tooth. When you're just trying to be financially stable right now, took the tooth. I did have, I had a credit card I could run, but man, no. So that's the mindset I was in, like really defensive, because now I have to go to an oral surgeon. This is not my regular dentist taking out the tooth. Now I have to, put myself out there like, I don't have insurance. I don't have the money to save the tooth, because, all oral surgeons, most people want to save the teeth. Most of those in the dental profession want you to save the teeth. And of course he's like, oh, this tooth, you can save it. And in that instant, I just had to be kind of, not get beastie, but, put a little bass in my voice, like, I don't have any health insurance. There's, no. And that cut it really quickly. He was like, okay, let's get ready to prep. Patient doesn't have the financial means. They put it in like nice talk, nice speak. And so, he's prepping me, just giving me shots. I think like 4 in my mouth and to help relax my mouth, painkiller, relax my tongue. Can I say this was the nicest oral surgeon? I mean, his spirit was so nice that it kind of relaxed me and got me off my guard, because I prepared in my head to like, just like whatever you say, whatever your recommendation is, I'm going to come at you like this. And that's not my regular personality. I'm really, my mom raised me right. You don't just come at somebody, legally and as a professional. He's doing due diligence about, he has to tell me that he can save my tooth. He has to, he has to know me as a person. He's getting to know me, and he slowed me down out of being angry, because I kind of rehearsed being angry at him. And no, I'm not crazy. Yeah, that is crazy, but I'm not the only one who does it. Am I proud about it? No. It's like a real, sassy attitude that can come up when you feel like put against the wall. Because had I been in a better economic situation, I wouldn't have even been in his office. I probably would have been somewhere else getting the tooth fixed, or the cavity wouldn't have gone this far. I don't know. And he was like, oh, it was your birthday last week, and that slowed me down, because he's like being really attentive, and how was your day, what do you do in life, and it slowed me down. And something else happened. I'm like, I have a crush on his personality. Now, I could give you like his stats. He's, I would say, Caucasian, 50 plus, But, I'm like, that's not really my type. But his personality, I like. And he was very attentive. When I told him, like, what I do for a living, he's really good at being engaging with whatever you put out there. Like, he's really well read, well versed about other things besides teeth and dental work. And so he's very nice. And that kind of made me step back and, like, you can be nice. So in that moment, like, he took out my tooth, very nice. This is a very nice setup. He has a nice office in the Loop in Chicago. That put me at ease. And all I could think to do was to shut up and listen to him. Like, don't argue with him. Don't keep telling him you don't have any money. Just shut up and let him speak. Granted, you don't have to be feisty and whatnot. Just let him speak. He already can kind of tell you're apprehensive and you're tense. Just step back and be quiet. And it's one of those things people always tell you. If you don't really have anything nice to say at all, don't say anything. And that's about as spiritually mature as I could be in that point. Like, just be quiet. And it also helped that, the tooth is now gone. I'm kind of doped up on everything. And, it is what it is. I had a little shame about it because, like, who wants to lose a tooth because you didn't have the financial means? And he kept on talking, and even, in my head, I'm rolling my eyes like, oh my God, I already know this. And he's pointing out things like, I'm one of those people who still has their wisdom teeth past, like, 23. And he was just like, I don't know how this happened. And I'm at a weakened state, so I just, just in my head, just shut up. You don't have to say anything. And so I I leave, and of course he has to schedule a follow-up. I have to, you go home with the amoxicillin prescription and, blah, blah, blah. And through it all, like, after I came out of my painkiller haze, I was like, I really like his personality. I'm going to just shut up and let him speak. Because, sometimes I can be quick to talk about my problems, and he's not, okay. I'm sure he gets it. He's a neurosurgeon. I'm sure he's been hit. His bottom line has been hit by the recession as well, because, hell, dental work at sometimes can be a luxury. Like, it might be a luxury item for people. In this sense, in the last year, for me, it has. Like, if I have to choose between eating and, since I don't have health insurance, having a checkup, I'm going to choose eating. And I relaxed, and when I went in for the follow-up, because I still had a little mean streak in me. Like, I wanted to be right and be defensive, and I was going to say something. But he kind of diffused that. He, this is an excellent person as an oral surgeon. He came in and he looked to see how everything was healing for the follow-up, and he was like, well, it looks great, it looks beautiful. And I just decided to shut up, and he, just like nod my head, because I just want to get out of there. And he was like, well, Ingrid, that's my real name. Have I mistreated you? Have I abused you? Have I misused you? And that's when I kind of let my guard down. And it kind of crumbled, and I started laughing at him because he really was wonderfully nice. And I forgot to tell you, the day after the surgery, well, they call it a surgery, just pulling your tooth out, he called me on a Sunday, mid-afternoon to check on me. And I'm like, wow, that's very nice. And he sounded sincere. You know, like it wasn't like, oh, I'm only doing this for legal purposes. He really sounded sincere. And I was like, oh my God, he's so nice. And that kind of was endearing to me. So he was just like, maybe it was like me finally attracting into my life, or being aware that, I think it's more me being aware that people aren't against you all the time when you're going through something. He's very aware. I'm sure I'm not the first person in his career who had to come to the dentist to just get a tooth taken out, because it is much more financially feasible to get the tooth taken out. And instead of like being mean to a person who's really nice, who's being nice, and he didn't really grill me about the wisdom teeth. He just had to do his due diligence and tell me that to keep on having them in my mouth is, you know, you really need to get that taken care of, because they can, you know, as you go and progress into your 30s and 40s, if you let them stay there that long, they can cause problems. So I shut up, like, and I didn't want to shut up, but it was at that point that I realized how insane I was in my head. Like, okay, I know in this moment I am very crazy and very defensive. So all I can do, Lord, is not let anything come out of my mouth that lets him know how crazy and defensive I was. And I think because I was aware enough to basically shut up, he helped calm me down. And he really seemed concerned about my life and my, you know, career. He was very attentive. I'm like, well, thank you. So I'm just telling you about the blessing that I had with this experience. And maybe the advice or life tip is, sometimes when you're feeling defensive about something, just shut up. So I will talk to you later. Bye.